Hello, my snacks. Welcome back. My name is Jack, the snack that smiles back. Today, we're checking out some relationship advice, the great subreddit full of people who clearly don't know how to date. Those who wonder, I'm having to resort to the advice from strangers to know if my partner's being honest with me. Should I still date them? Ex-wife's new fiancé tracked me down for info on my ex. Was entering him wrong. Backstory. I'm a 35-year-old male, left my ex-wife 2 years ago, and moved on with my life. We have no kids, so I went no contact with her and moved across the country for a new start. She cheated on me, gave me a dead bedroom, played double standards, used physical and verbal abuse, used all our money, and much more. We were married for 5 years, together 7, and I broke down and had enough. So I left her. A few months ago, I get a Facebook message out of the blue from some guy claiming to be my ex's new fiancé. I made sure to vet him to ensure his claims were true. Turns out he is the real thing. He told me my ex-mother-in-law told him to contact me and ask me what my ex did to me, as she is secretly trying to save this poor guy. I did get along with the ex-mother-in-law and do miss our old relationship. She was even on my side when I left my ex. Before I go on, I would like to stress I've got no contact with anyone from my ex's side. I changed my number and blocked them on Facebook and so on. So how he tracked me down must have been quite the detective hunt. After making him prove he is his ex's new fiancé and explaining the situation, I decided to be like, well, he has tracked me down to ask, so I will tell him. I told him at length what my ex put me through at his request, and the more we talked, the more he was contemplating leaving her. Seems my ex hasn't learnt from when we were married and is up to her old tricks, all of which I see right through. Since my ex-wife refused to change, this guy ended up leaving her and thanking me for saving him from the same hell I went through. A few weeks after he contacted me, my ex-wife called me. I assume her now ex-fiancé gave her my number after I asked him not to, and screamed at me for ruining her life. She says she will sue me, drag me through the mud, and make sure she ruins my life like I did her. I just hung up and blocked her. After telling friends and family the story, most agree with me and think my ex deserves what she got, but a few think I'm in the wrong for actually blagging to her ex-fiancé about what we went through together after he tracked me down and asked. So I thought I'd come to Reddit to see if I was right or wrong. So what's the stance here? It's definitely the assumption that in any other relationship, you kind of consider this rather shady and unfair of the fiancé to do this behind their potential partner's back. Goes to show a real distrust in the relationship, yet you're getting married? But it was the mother-in-law that suggested this, so technically it wasn't the fiancé's own mindset doing this. Top comment goes to the boys. That is awesome. Karma is very, very real. Thanks for saving another man. You're a king.
Buys a cheap plastic crown. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, many kudos to you, sir. Thank you for protecting your fellow brethren. Honestly, I think her and the PS5 dad should get together. They clearly seem like a match in heaven. I don't know, I struggle with this one to find where exactly he could be a bad person in this sense. I mean, he did consult the guy about the behavior that the wife is presenting and whether or not she's clearly changed, which it made evident she hadn't. And I think it just goes to show, if you weren't a scummy person in the first place, your ex wouldn't be spreading this stuff about you. Also a good reason why it's good to practice self-reflection. Because you genuinely can't tell me you're perfect at relationships. If you think that, you're part of the problem. I feel alone in my idea of monogamy and feel like I can't be in relationships. I am a 27-year-old female and on the cusp of my 5th breakup from a serious long-term relationship. I feel like it's because my idea of monogamy has been shaped in such a way that no one else seems to share it. Not even friends and family. I feel like the only person who thinks this way, and I guess I wanted to share to open up a discussion and see if anyone else out there feels the same. When I'm in a committed monogamous relationship and in love, I have zero, and I mean zero attraction to anyone else. Like, even looking at attractive celebrities, it's almost as if I can admit they're attractive, but almost from a cold mathematical place. When I'm in a committed monogamous relationship and in love, I have zero, and I mean zero attraction to anyone else. Like, even looking at attractive celebrities, it's almost as if I can admit they're attractive, but almost from a cold mathematical place. There's no lust or desire, I guess. Same thing with people in real life, or even Poon. I'd rather fantasize about my partner than watch Poon any day. I get a lot of attention from guys my age, and even when approached by men more successful and objectively attractive than my partner, I don't even have the tiniest tingle of anything for them. The only time I budge slightly is when I lose an emotional connection to my partner severely and see an emotional connection with someone else. This issue with this is that I never meet guys who are even remotely close to this. Every guy I know can't help but check out other girls, flirts, and even develop little crushes outside the relationship. My current boyfriend, coming to an end, has semi-cheated on me before with women who he didn't even have feelings for and who were not even more attractive than me. It's not even jealousy that my partners find other women attractive. It's that I know I don't feel that way for other people because I love them, and it makes me feel like they don't love me, or that it's not real love. From what people say, it's normal to have attraction to other people when you're in love, but it's hard being in relationships where your partner is openly attracted to other people and you aren't. I'm not obsessive with partners, and I live very independent and normal life. Most of my friends are straight guys who I've been platonically close with for years with no weirdness. But my hope is that there are other people who lean this way and that there is someone out there for me somewhere that I can have a successful relationship with. Or feel free to tell me I'm insane, that's fine too. So I'm gonna go straight to the comments for this one. You are not alone. The problem? You settle into relationships and completely disregard this. It is vital that you are looking for someone who shares this conviction. Literally this, there are definitely other people, men, out there who feel this way. Opie is constantly settling for less and getting what they settled for, then getting confused on why they're not getting what they want. Yes, I do think it's a bit rare, but settling for something you don't want and then getting upset when it's not what you want won't work. I don't think it's so much an issue that these people don't exist, but they're tainted, if that makes sense. The dating world of today it's a nightmare for anyone who doesn't like fast fashion. As long as you're a decent looking human being, you can dump your partner and be with someone else the next week. Technology is both a gift and a curse like that. I mean, people have downvoted this person, but they point us the truth. I think you're perfectly normal, but nowadays people are so easily accessible and no one wants commitment. More people are polygamous now as well. I do believe there are some men like you, but most people are just not like this anymore. And even if you do find a man like you, at some point the honeymoon phase ends and they are out looking again. Okay, the last part's a bit assumptuous that all men are just unable to be committed. Commitment's more than just a instinctual trait. It's a choice you make. For some, the choice is easy. For others, depending on what is constantly out there based on their experience and what they know they can get, blah, 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 it is actually a choice they make. It's why there's studies out there that women tend to be more likely to commit to guys they deem as less attractive than themselves, because guys that they find more attractive than themselves tend to cheat, or just, know that they can get other women, so they get other women. On the other side of things, though, there's also allegedly statistics that women cheat more than men in relationships, but I mean, it's psychology. The science of psychology is constantly flipping on its head, and there will always be someone you meet who completely changes all of what you've been preconceived to believe. I read this story in the purpose of just thinking about yourself in terms of your standards of a relationship. I mean, I don't view relationships as a pair bonding for life thing. Now, hold up. I view them as a journey you go with someone. And that journey can last for the rest of your life. It could last for only 2 years. It could last for 3 months. Where your focus should be, though, in my opinion, is how you make each other grow. How you benefit each other's lives. Sure, think about yourself. How can this person work for me? But also, how can I work for this person? What makes me compatible with them? And sometimes that compatibility wanes. Fades? Wanes. Wanks! Wanes. In the OP's case here, I think they're just an unfortunate trait of someone who's the extremity of where they don't even need to make the choice to be monogamous and commit with someone. It's like a genuine instinct of theirs. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't be committed to anyone. I think it's just the case that, unfortunately, your pursuit of romance is an extreme rarity. In a long-term relationship, but I started liking someone else. Hello, I'm a female, 19, dating a male who's 30, and I am only in a 4-month relationship with the love of my life. We have the same hobbies, we always game together, we have the same favorite color, and we do so many things together. We've been through many ups and downs and helped each other. Throughout our relationship, we've always took note of our age gap, and that has never stopped us because our family loves each other and we get along great. We've been best friends for 3 years now, and he's always worried that he's taking away my school experience of dating or hanging out with people my age. Throughout our 3 years, we've been in love, but never dated. Like, we've been reserved for each other, but I would fall for someone and start dating them, and he would let me because he doesn't want me to miss the experience of school life, because dating a significantly older man could mean loss in some college experiences. We've been dating for 4 months now, officially, but we only see each other every 2 months. We're long distance, and it's hard for me. I haven't had a problem the first 3 months, but recently I met a guy that I really liked. He captivates me, and I love it when he touches me slightly. I keep thinking about him, and I want him to be mine. He knows I'm taken, but we both like each other, and I'm thinking about leaving my long term with him. But I'm pretty experienced in the dating scene, and can kind of recognize that dating him could be a short-term thing. I love him as a best friend as well. I haven't connected with anyone else as well as I have him in college, but I connect with my boyfriend more overall. I really want to date him and ask my boyfriend and I to break up so I can get to experience college life more, but I'm having trouble because breaking up with my boyfriend now could mean I never see him again. Please help me. I don't know what to do. I really want to stay with my boyfriend or have him as a backup, but I want to date this new guy. Ooh, I was gonna be saying something, but let's highlight the already major issue there. I really want to stay with my boyfriend or have him as a backup. Wow. Honestly, he should dump you. You are 19, you clearly have the just maturity in relationships to that of a freaking 5-year-old at a toy store.
But I want all of them, and they can only have me when I want them, because I'm the special one in this relationship.
I value you as my partner when you're around. Also, okay, I'm probably gonna get flack for this, but we always game together. We have the same favorite color. Is that not like primary school justification to date someone?
We like the same color.
I don't know. I'm not surprised you're 19. Look, not to say that liking the same color is a bad thing. I feel like there's more aspects to a person to want to date them. But now that stupid mentality of hers is out of the way, let's just highlight this issue with the ages. I mean, that's a decade. That's a decade for someone under the age of 20. Only been dating for 4 months, but they've known each other for throughout 3 years. So he was 27 when he met her. She was 16, and they were apparently already falling for each other. What moral high ground are those families on if they think this is a totally mature and safe relationship? I'll cut the guy some slack for the fact he seems to be giving you some leeway to experience your goddamn life. And clearly by the state of the story, you need to. You acknowledge right here that you know this could be a short-term thing, that this is just going to be basically a friends with benefits thing until he moves on to someone else he finds attractive. You're young and horny. That's what all relationships are before you're 20 and freaking almost up to your even 25. Do you actually like each other, or do you just really want to get naked and rub each other's bodies? Genuine chemistry, or just bored, horny, and lonely? I mean, everyone's saying the textbook definition. Yeah. Your boyfriend is a pedophile. He was 27, grooming a 16-year-old. Absolutely leave your boyfriend and go live your life. A 30-year-old has absolutely no business trying to get with a teenager. Of course, there's some defense to his aid. He never disrespected her. Just saying. All I get from this post is that the guy is very respectful and cares about her, and everything is consensual and reciprocal. Yes, but again, I feel the fact this person goes on to say, like, you can't have best of both worlds. I can tell you that you can't or shouldn't be involved romantically with two guys at the same time, because some of you will get hurt. Maybe one of them will leave you and have bad feelings towards you for being dishonest or for trying to get advantage of the situation by being with two guys at the same time. Or it can even be yourself alone who gets hurt, which I think that's something pretty possible to happen. If they both leave because not many guys or girls can stand being in an open relationship, you'll be left alone. Basically, you either take the risk of losing the other one or openly communicate about it. Hey, maybe he's fine with you having this fling while you're in college. He was open about it after all. And, he's planted the plant and got to reap what he sowed. I know metaphors. I know we've read some stories in the past that have sort of justified the big age gap between a couple, but has always been due to a very specific set of circumstances. Like, this ain't a case of you guys both knowing someone who died and you grew a relationship through that shared grief. This isn't that. This is older man sees young, fresh, naive, immature girl, and based on how sexualized younger women are, it's like, I want that because it's fresh. Like I don't care. I don't care, guys. No matter what we say. Reality is, if we're dating someone like this with this age gap, it's purely, Doesn't need to be said, it's just common sense. Broke up with my girlfriend, slept with another girl, and got back together with my girlfriend in 24 hours. I started dating my girlfriend, who's 23-year-old female, back in June 2021 when she was waiting to hear back on law school admissions. We both knew there was a chance that we would have to go long distance if she didn't get into her top choices, but decided that we would face that problem when and if it arised. After less than a month of dating, she enrolled in a school 3,000 miles away from me that fell in a different time zone. Thinking what I thought was rationally at the time, I decided to call things off since we barely knew each other. I didn't think long distance was the right way to start off a relationship, especially as she assimilated into a new program and city. She was upset, but understood where I was coming from. Fast forward a few hours, and I was extremely lonely and really broken up about my decision. This was the first relationship that I thought had potential in over 2 years, and it had just evaporated. Longing for a connection with someone eager to move on, I texted an old hookup of mine in a moment of weakness, asking if she would like to come over. One thing led to another once she arrived, and we ended up sleeping together that night. It was not at all satisfying, and left me feeling even more depressed. The next morning, less than an hour after my hookup left, I received a call from my ex saying that she had just landed in my city. Straight out of a romantic novel, this girl had flown across the US to see me and not take no for an answer. As expected, my heart sunk. This girl likes me enough to fly across the country to see me and convince me we take a chance, and I just slept with a different girl hours before? I had never felt more disgusted with myself. On the phone, I thought about telling her that I didn't want to see her, but the truth was that I did. The experience the night before had reminded of me how much I hated hookup culture and how great it was to find the connection I found with my ex. It was the kick in the ass I needed to say screw it and try a long distance relationship with a girl that I barely knew. Because why not? What did I have to lose? When she got to my house, we grabbed dinner and talked, and at the end of the night, I told her I was seeing things differently. She was thrilled, and we left the restaurant a couple once more. Fast forward 7 months, and we are still together and going stronger than ever. She came to Thanksgiving at my parents' house, and I went to her parents' place for the new year. I'm starting to think this girl could be the one, and to kick myself for not seeing it from the start. She reciprocated the feeling until yesterday, yes, on Valentine's Day, during a video call. The call started off normally, but then we randomly started talking about our old single lives. She asked if I had been with anyone else after we met, and not wanting to lie, I confessed to my moment of weakness the night we broke up. I have never seen her so upset in my life, and she told me she doesn't think she can ever look at me again. She can't believe that I could do that so soon after we broke up, and thinks I must have never cared about her in the first place. She also says that she has asked similar questions in the past, and that I lied by not telling her then. I hope it is apparent how smitten I am. I really want this to be the girl I marry, and can't see my life without her in it. I'm currently on a plane flying across the country to see her right now. She knows I'm coming. When I land, how do I convince her that she means the world to me and to give me another chance? God damn, this really is turning into a romantic novel. Not in the aspect that she flew across to see you, but because she's suddenly breaking up with you because of a very, honestly, minor thing. I'm gonna say it, that was a minor thing. You established to each other that you were done. I'm going to assume, based on how you're describing the situation, that you clearly didn't boast or just casually smirk about this situation when it happened. You sound like someone who genuinely was like, yeah, I felt like crud doing this, and I'm so happy we got back together afterwards. But oh no, you saw other people while we weren't together? Okay, look, I get it was something that happened rather quickly after dumping, but let's not act shocked that some people immediately resort to trying to find someone else to screw as a way to try and move on. It's a thing, people do it. Doesn't mean they genuinely enjoy their time doing it. They're desperate, like, that's a compliment. It's a compliment if your ex tries to sleep with someone else the day you break up because they are that desperate to try and move on from you. Yeah, that's how I'll justify it. Going to break up because my girlfriend had a threesome in the past. She will be distraught and angry. I would tell her that it's something I just couldn't get past. It doesn't matter if she doesn't want it now. The fact that she did it in the past is enough for me to break up. And we both deserve to be happy, and I was never going to be happy with her. What more can I say to lessen her pain? It feels cruel because we just had a very happy Valentine's Day, so it will blindside her. I tried for 8 months thinking that I will get past this feeling, but now I know the feeling isn't going away. Any advice on how to make it less painful for her will be appreciated. Just break up with her, man. Trust me, she's gonna be completely fine without you. It's not a big story. I just wanted to share this one because it's just hilariously how pathetic this guy is. God damn. Like, how to say you're insecure without saying you're insecure. It wasn't even happening when you were together. You didn't even know her back then. Are you in an open relationship? No? Then why the frick do you care about her past? Sure, if you're caring about STDs, that's one thing, but this is clearly a case of the many men out there who seem to be so insecure of this fact that, oh, she was promiscuous in the past, but she's not with me anymore. There's just this collection of men out there who seem to be so frail for the idea that a woman's got experience behind her belt. Like, I'm sorry. As a dude, I would rather a girl who knows what she's doing rather than just sitting there awkwardly and just like, I don't know what to do, you do everything. Yeah, no. I'm all for preserving starfishes. They're a very important creature to the marine kingdom. But how about we support and promote women who actually are open and honest about their sexuality, you know? That thing you like to do with women? Let's encourage them to do it. Anyway, yeah, good riddance to you, sir. I hope your girlfriend will now hopeful ex enjoys her life. Do I need a break in my relationship, therapy, or just advice? I'm a 19-year-old female, and I entered my first ever relationship about 9 months ago. About 2 months into the relationship, I told my boyfriend, who's a 20-year-old male, that I saw Poon as a form of cheating. 2 months ago, I found out that he had watched this stuff multiple times since then. He said he didn't realize how much I actually meant I thought it was cheating, and that he didn't need it. He had only happened a couple of times, and he always thought it was perfectly normal in a relationship since his friends did it and stuff. In every other aspect, he's pretty much the best partner I could ask for, and I've never really questioned if he loved me. It was quite rough for a couple of days. He was very sorrowful for it and said it would never happen again, and I've changed his opinion after explaining my stance more. But since then, it's been a big hit on my self-esteem, and I'm worried I moved on too quickly. I don't have many super close friends, and he's my support system, so that probably affected it. Things went back to almost normal about 3 days later. It feels pretty much the same as if he slept with someone else, but I wouldn't break up with him over it, since going into this relationship, we had very different opinions on it. Maybe if he did it again, though. We love each other very much, and I see myself spending my life with him even though we're young. But thinking about it makes me sick and very uncomfortable. I still feel like I might have moved on too quickly, so I propose some sort of a break. Not a blackout, but just less casual than it has been, with no smacks or spending nights together or anything for maybe a couple weeks. I'm not sure that would even fix anything, and I enjoy my time with him very much, so I'm torn. My self-esteem issues have elevated, so we've discussed me going to therapy, but that wouldn't change my stance on Poon, so I'm not sure it would help this particular situation. Should I just move on knowing it won't happen again, even though it makes me upset quite often, or what? So I don't mean to all men are like this, but not a blackout, just less casual, no smacks or spending nights together for anything for maybe a couple of weeks. If he's been looking up the stuff as a young 20-year-old, I guarantee he's going to be doing it a lot more now that you made a blackout. Now, despite what I say next, I still don't think he's the problem here. But adult content online, it does mess with your brain. It genuinely affects it. A lot of guys don't really perceive it. They think it's just a means to an end. While it is, in controlled doses, such a thing is very much not the case for like 99% of men out there. Like, the human body, the dopamine system and stuff is not designed to treat massively debating as a casual source of relaxation when you get home for the day. That's not what it's designed to do. If you do that, you are damaging that system. You are affecting your brain's chemistry. I can't bother linking all the sources of things that I've looked up and read and follow and listen to that, you know, discuss this. But take it like this way. If you're someone who's trying to be fit and healthy, it's the same as eating a giant cake for yourself, but not acknowledging that that's going to affect your weight. Like, okay, sure. Oh, well, you're eating all that sugar is going to give you a bunch of energy, but those carbs are going to go straight to everywhere you don't want it. And with that said, there's only a few comments in this one. I do like this long rant. Your dislike of Poon is stemming from your own insecurities, so therapy would help a lot in that aspect. You even say yourself your insecurities have gotten much worse. Can't base your happiness off of a fantasy, which is what Poon is. It's a fantasy. A lot of those women pay a lot of money to look the way they do, and they do it for a paycheck. Your boyfriend watching Poon doesn't mean he wants them more than you. It's just a means to an end. You're allowed to feel the way you feel, obviously, that's valid, but understand the root of the problem. it probably isn't really about Poon. It's about how those girls in those videos make you feel, and how you feel about your boyfriend looking at someone that you think is probably better looking. You think it's cheating, but he's not talking to them, touching them, fricking them, nothing. Like I said, your feelings are valid, but you need to get control over your insecurities too. Would you react the same way if he went to a beach and looked at women there in small bikinis? What about adult scenes in movies? Those cheating too? The only criticism I'll give to this note about the fact that it's okay, these aren't realistic women. I mean, with the rise of OnlyFans and the encouragement of the amateur adult content scene, it's unfortunately not really the case anymore. At least it's all been done in such subtle ways where, at least it's a case where it's causing a lot of men to view women as, oh, well, naturally that's what women look like. That's what they can look like. So that's gonna be my standard. I'm totally worth that. Yeah, with my beer gut. Like, yes, this stuff is fantasies. And if you're just trying to use it as some stimulation to help you, reach it faster, sure, okay. But again, in controlled doses. You can't have 5 cups of coffee a day and wonder why the hell you keep pooping your pants. Now, the OP does bring up the fact that they watch POV stuff, which gives them the impression that it's just him trying to stimulate this stuff with completely different women. Going on to mention that they do content together themselves. So, he's got someone who creates this fantasy for him. She's someone who's very open to explore things with him, etc. And I'm kind of on her side with this bit here. To me, it's the same as if he went to a party, found 2 people about to have it on, followed them to the room, and jerked off in front of them. Too many, that would be cheating. And to me, it's the same thing as Poon. Just because the woman on the other side isn't consenting to it as well, doesn't mean he isn't. Like, yes, but again, you gotta look at this at the fact that this is your subjective viewpoint of the standard. Us males, our libido just switches on like that. And in many cases, the only reason we're really just, rubbing one out is to just get it out of the way and clear our heads. Poon for people can be commonly used as merely just an outlet to get rid of it in a timely, easy manner. For some, sex with their partner, while amazing and just passionate, can be exhausting and time consuming. You are focusing on them, of what they're enjoying, making sure they're having a good time too. With Poon Online, it's just bam, done, rub it out. It's just me. I can just focus on getting myself off and go do my thing that I want to actually do. But of course, every time he's with you, it's been meaningful. You felt something with them. And so you see him doing it with these other people and you think, oh, he must be feeling that same way towards them. No, I assure you no. He is being as misogynistic as possible towards the women online. It is just, they are an object for his own satisfaction and they mean nothing to him once he's finished. They are just throw them in the trash once he's done. It is... If you support your partner looking at porn, you support misogyny. No, just the point is, men who look up Poon, even in a relationship, in many cases, just don't want to constantly hassle you to have a good time. Video games are fun. 2-player games are a lot of fun, but sometimes you just want to have a quick little solo game. Well, my friends, that is all with today's stories. Thank you as always for watching. It's been a pleasure having you here. Be sure to like and subscribe. Boopy boop on the buttons. Any of these stories stand out to you? Feel free to let me know down below. And if you have any stories yourselves that you find that we should talk about on this channel, feel free to send them to me via Instagram or even through here somehow. I don't know. Heck, you can email me. I've got that in the description too. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching. Love your faces, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.